I have a quick question for you, and you have exactly 3 seconds to answer. Go. What did you eat this morning? Pause for 3 seconds.
Oh, wait. Earlier today I ate...
Time is up. 3 seconds are finished.
Wow, okay, that is completely unfair. My brain was, still trying to find the words. I mean, I know the vocabulary. I know what I ate.
Right.
I just needed a little more time to build the sentence.
And that is exactly the problem we are going to solve in this deep dive.
Let me try that again, though, because it is really frustrating. Ask me the exact same question one more time.
Okay. What did you eat this morning?
I had toast with butter and a cup of black coffee.
Perfect. That was fast, it was simple, and it sounded completely natural.
Now, I want everyone listening to try this. Do not prepare your answer. Do not write anything down. Just answer out loud immediately.
Here's the question for you. What did you eat today? Pause for 3 seconds.
Did your answer come out immediately? Or did your brain feel, heavy and slow? Did you find yourself thinking in your own language first and then trying to switch the words into English?
When you hear a simple question in English, what usually happens inside your head? Does it feel calm, or does it feel like a very busy, panicked office?
Oh, for a long time, my brain definitely felt like a panicked office. It feels like there is a whole team of tired office workers running around inside my head.
Exactly. Describe this office for us. What exactly is happening when someone asks you a question?
Well, first, one worker receives the English question. He looks at it and panics. He says, "Oh no, they are speaking English to us."
I can picture that.
Yeah, and then he runs down the hall to the translation department.
Right. And the translation department takes those English words and slowly changes them into your native language, word by word, so you can finally understand the question.
Exactly. And the process does not stop there. Next, another worker has to sit down and write the perfect answer in my native language.
But you cannot speak your native language to the person standing in front of you.
Wow.
So your beautiful answer has to go back to the translation department.
Yes, and they have to translate my answer back into English. But wait, then the grammar department gets involved.
Oh, the grammar department.
Right. Someone shouts, "Wait, did you use the past tense? Is it ate or eated?" Everyone in the office is running around dropping papers.
And by the time this whole process is finally finished, what has happened in the real world?
The person who asked me the question has grown a beard. I mean, they have aged, the conversation has completely moved on, and I am just standing there looking confused.
It is a funny image, but it represents a very real, very painful frustration for language learners. Today, we're going to help you close that busy translation office in your brain.
I love that.
We're going to help you start thinking and speaking directly in English.
This is such a critical topic. I talk to so many learners who feel bad about themselves because they translate. They think, I know all these English words when I read a book, but when I try to speak to a real person, I freeze.
Yeah, they think something is broken.
Exactly. They think something is wrong with my brain.
Well, there's absolutely nothing wrong with your brain. By the end of our time together today, you will have a practical toolkit to remove those extra translation steps.
That sounds amazing.
You will learn how to build a fast, direct path from your thoughts straight to your English words.
But I want to make something clear to the listener. We are not just going to give you a long, boring lecture about grammar. This deep dive is going to be an active workout for your brain. We are going to practice together right now.
That is right. You will answer questions aloud, you will build sentences with us, and you will learn a complete 7-day method for thinking directly in English.
I am ready.
But before we fix the problem, we need to understand exactly why your brain keeps translating.
That makes sense. Because if I do not understand why I am doing it, I will just keep feeling like I am failing. So why do we do this? Translating does not mean I am a bad language learner. Right.
Absolutely not. Translating does not mean you are bad at English. It is simply an old habit. In fact, it is a habit that your brain created specifically to protect you
To protect me from what?
from feeling completely lost. Think about when you first started learning English years ago. You knew 0 words, you had no foundation. Translation was a very useful and necessary safety net.
I see. So when I first saw the English word chair, I had no idea what it meant.
Exactly.
My teacher had to tell me the word in my native language, so my brain connected the English word to my native word.
In the beginning, translation was a helpful tool. It helped you learn basic vocabulary so you could survive a test or read a simple sentence.
But the problem is I'm not a beginner anymore. I mean, I understand a lot of English now. I'm listening to this deep dive, but my brain is still holding on to that beginner tool.
It is exactly like riding a slow bicycle when you already have a ticket for a high-speed train in your pocket.
Oh, I like that image. In the beginning, the bicycle was wonderful. It was much better than walking. It helped me move forward.
Yes, but now you need to travel across the country. You need to travel much faster. Connecting the English word to your native language is now a very slow detour. It takes you off the main highway and onto a slow dirt road.
That makes me feel much better. But it also makes me wonder, some teachers say you must forget your native language when you speak English.
I hear that a lot.
That sounds impossible to me. My native language is a huge part of who I am.
And you are completely right to question that. The goal is never to erase your beautiful first language from your brain. That would be impossible and honestly unnatural.
Right.
The real goal is to build a new parallel road, a road that goes straight from the idea to the English word.
So instead of the old process, which is idea, native language, English, we want to cut out the middle step. We want just idea, English.
Exactly. I want to ask you, the listener, to take a moment and reflect on your own experiences. Think about a time recently when you understood an English question perfectly, but you took way too long to answer. Pause for 3 seconds.
Maybe you were checking into a hotel or sitting in a business meeting or just buying a coffee. You knew all the vocabulary.
Yes, the words were in there.
Well, but the translation office in your brain took too long to process the paperwork.
When that happens, you feel deeply frustrated. You know that you are a smart, funny, and intelligent person in your own language, but when you speak English, you feel slow. You feel like you cannot show your true personality.
I know that feeling intimately. You want to make a joke, but by the time you translate the joke, the moment is gone. So how do we fix this? How do we start building this new, fast road?
The first and most important step is avoiding a very common, very frustrating mistake.
What is the mistake?
When learners finally decide they want to stop translating, they usually make a grand announcement to themselves. They say, starting today, I will only think in English. All day, every day.
Oh, I am definitely guilty of this. I have tried that. It sounds like a fantastic, highly motivated plan.
And what actually happened when you tried to think in English all day?
I lasted about 10 minutes. My brain felt completely exhausted. It actually gave me a physical headache.
I believe it.
I felt stressed, and then I just stopped completely and went back to translating.
That is exactly the problem with the all-day strategy. You cannot build a massive new highway in one day. If you try to force your brain to think in English for 12 hours straight,
You will fail.
it is simply too much work for your brain to handle at once.
So if thinking in English all day is a bad idea, what is the realistic solution?
The realistic solution is to create small English zones in your daily life.
English zones. What exactly do you mean by a zone? Like a specific room in my house?
It can be a place, but it is mostly about time and routine. An English zone is a short, specific daily activity where you commit to using only English in your mind.
Okay.
The secret is that it must be very short, only 2 to 5 minutes.
Just 2 to 5 minutes. That sounds almost too easy. Can 2 minutes really make a difference?
Yes, because you do it every single day. Consistency is much more powerful than intensity.
Right, that makes sense.
You choose a simple activity that does not require a lot of deep thinking. For example, walking from your house to the bus stop, or walking down the aisles at the grocery store.
Or making my morning tea or coffee. That is a quiet moment I have every day.
Perfect. Let us use making tea as our example. How do you turn that into an English zone?
Well, I suppose when I walk into the kitchen, I have to make a mental switch. I tell my brain, okay, for the next 3 minutes, the translation office is closed. We are only using English.
Exactly.
But what exactly should I be thinking about?
You simply narrate what you're doing. You have simple, direct thoughts about your actions. You are not trying to debate philosophy.
Can you demonstrate what would it sound like inside my head?
Sure. You walk into the kitchen, you look at the sink and think, I'm going to make some tea. I need the kettle.
Okay, very simple.
I am filling the kettle with cold water. I am turning on the stove. The water is getting hot. I need a clean cup.
I see.
Where is my favorite cup? Oh, here it is. I need a tea bag. There isn't much milk left in the fridge. I need to buy milk later.
When I listen to you say that, I notice how simple the vocabulary is. I think that is a detail a lot of learners miss. We always try to use complicated, impressive words.
That is a brilliant observation. Thinking in English begins with easy, functional language. You start with what you can see, what you can touch, and what you are doing right in that exact moment.
It makes sense. My brain cannot handle complex topics before breakfast anyway. If I just focus on the water, the cup, and the tea, it feels manageable.
Let us practice this together right now. I want you to feel how easy this can be.
I love practicing. What scenario are we doing?
I want you, the listener, to imagine you are waking up in the morning. You are getting dressed and preparing to leave your house for the day.
Okay.
I'm going to give you the first half of a sentence. I want you to complete the sentence aloud in English.
And remember, say whatever comes into your mind first. Do not try to make it sound fancy. Keep it simple and real.
Ready. Here we go. Complete this sentence aloud. I need to find my pause for 3 seconds.
You might have said keys or phone or black shoes.
Great. Let us do another one. Complete this sentence aloud. I'm going to pause for 3 seconds.
You could say work or the train station or the supermarket.
One more. Complete this sentence aloud. I hope I do not forget. Pause for 3 seconds.
I always say, I hope I do not forget my umbrella because it rains constantly where I live.
These small, simple sentences are the foundation of thinking in English. If you do this for just 2 to 5 minutes every day, your brain starts to realize something profound.
What does the brain realize?
It realizes that English is not just an academic subject you study in a textbook. It is a real physical tool for daily life.
Right.
If you always use English in your mind while making tea, eventually your brain will automatically switch to English every time you touch a teacup.
That is amazing.
Yeah.
You are basically tricking your brain into forming a new habit. You attach the language to a physical action.
Exactly. Now, inside these English zones, when you are thinking these simple thoughts, we have to talk about how you connect the words. This brings us to our next major step. You must learn to think in pictures, not in dictionary translations.
Think in pictures. Do you mean I should imagine a movie playing in my head?
Sort of.
Yeah.
Let us look at how human beings are actually designed to learn language. Think about a 2-year-old child learning their very first language. How does a child learn the word dog?
Well, they do not read a book. They are probably playing in the park. They see a furry animal running around.
Right.
A parent points at the animal and says, "Look, a dog." The child hears the sound dog and connects it directly to the animal they see.
Exactly. The child does not have a tiny dictionary inside their brain. They do not translate the sound dog into a different language first. They connect the English sound directly to the physical reality of the animal.
But as adults, we completely stopped doing this. We rely heavily on text. If I want to learn a new word, I immediately write it down on a piece of paper with a translation next to it.
Yes, and that text-based learning is exactly what builds the slow detour road. As adults, we have to actively choose to rebuild that direct, childlike connection. We must attach English words to real life, not to our native language.
It makes complete sense, but how do I actually practice that? I cannot go to the park and have someone point at dogs for me all day.
You can practice it anywhere using a simple step-by-step exercise. We're going to do it right now. Look around the room you're sitting in. Find one simple, everyday object.
Okay, I am looking around. I have found an object. It is a chair.
Good. The first step is to name it in English without translating it in your head. Just look directly at the physical object and say the English word.
Chair.
Now, step 2, add one visual detail about it. Describe what your eyes see.
Throne chair.
Step 3, give your personal opinion about the object. How does it make you feel?
That chair looks very comfortable.
And the final step, step 4, connect an action to the object. What can you do with it?
I want to sit on that comfortable chair.
Perfect. Let us review what your brain just accomplished. You took one physical object and you built 4 direct English connections to it. Name, detail, opinion, and action.
Yeah, and I did it without looking at a dictionary.
Exactly.
That felt very different from memorizing a vocabulary list. When I study a list, the words feel abstract, but this felt real because the chair was right in front of me.
Let us do another one. I want you, the listener, to try this. Look around wherever you are right now. Find a window, a door, a coffee cup, or a book.
Find your object. Look directly at it.
Step 1, name it in English. Pause for 2 seconds.
Good.
Step 2, add a detail. What color, shape, or size is it? Pause for 2 seconds.
Now step 3. Give an opinion about it. Do you like it? Is it old? Is it beautiful? Pause for 2 seconds.
And step 4, connect an action to it. What are you going to do with it? Pause for 3 seconds.
If you chose a coffee cup, maybe your brain did this. Cup. White cup. It's a nice cup. I need to wash this cup later.
This exercise is powerful because it forces your brain to completely bypass the translation department. You are looking at the real world and responding immediately in English.
It really works.
And you do not only have to use objects in your room, you can do this with pictures.
Do you mean pictures in a magazine or on my phone?
Yes. We all look at our phones dozens of times a day. You can use this as an opportunity. Open a photo on your phone and immediately start describing the scene in English.
Let us do a practice scene so the listener understands how this works.
Okay, set the scene for us. What are we looking at?
Well, I want you to imagine a photograph. It is a family in a park on a sunny Saturday afternoon.
Okay, I have the image clearly in my mind.
Practice describing it immediately, out loud. I will give you a few seconds. What do you see in the park? Describe the people and the environment. Pause for 4 seconds.
Okay, here's how I would describe it without trying to translate first. There are 4 people. A child is holding a bright red ball.
Nice.
They're sitting on the green grass. The father is smiling, but he looks a little bit tired.
Notice how you naturally created a small story. You said, the father looks a little bit tired. That is a direct emotional observation.
Right.
You did not need to search your brain for the translation of the word tired. You saw the image, you felt the emotion, and you pulled the English word directly from your memory.
I really like this technique. It is a great way to practice when I'm bored. If I'm waiting for a bus or sitting on a long train ride, I do not need a textbook.
No textbook needed at all.
I can just look out the window and describe the passing scene in my head.
Exactly. You can describe the weather, the architecture of the buildings, the people walking on the street. Someone is walking very quickly. They look late for work. That coffee shop is still closed. Oh, dark clouds are coming. It looks like it might rain soon.
It turns the whole world into an English classroom.
Hmm.
But I have to admit, I have a concern.
What is your concern?
We are building these simple sentences connected to reality, which is great. But when I try to speak in a longer, more serious conversation with a native speaker, I still feel incredibly slow.
Right.
Connecting one object to one word is helpful, but trying to build a whole sentence, word by word, makes me sound like a robot.
That is a very advanced observation, and it brings us to a crucial turning point in our deep dive. Connecting single words to the real world is step one. But you are absolutely right. If you speak word by word, you sound robotic, and the conversation feels exhausting.
It really does.
To speed up your direct English road, we need to move away from single words and start using something called chunks.
Chunks. What exactly do you mean by a chunk?
A chunk is a group of words that naturally belong together. Native speakers use them constantly. Think of a chunk like a single large Lego block.
Okay, let me make sure I understand the Lego analogy. Instead of having 5 separate tiny Lego pieces that I have to carefully stick together one by one.
Exactly. A chunk is one big piece that is already built for you.
Ah, I see.
Let me show you why building sentences word by word is so damaging to your fluency. When a learner tries to speak by translating individual words, every single word requires a separate, stressful decision.
Yes. My brain is asking, is this the right vocabulary word? Wait, what is the grammar rule? Is it present perfect or simple past? What should the next word be?
And while your brain is fighting those battles, how does your voice sound?
It sounds like this. Let me demonstrate the painful robotic voice. I would like to tell you that it is awful.
The person listening is waiting and starting to look at their watch.
Exactly. But fluent speakers do not construct sentences word by word from scratch. They do not think about grammar rules when they speak. They think in chunks.
Right. They pull whole, complete phrases out of their memory in one smooth motion.
This sounds like a shortcut. Can you give us some examples of these high-frequency chunks? What should we be learning?
Absolutely. Here are some extremely common chunks that you can use every single day in almost any conversation. Listen to how they sound as one unit. I'm not sure, to be honest. Give me a second. I haven't decided yet. That reminds me of something.
I love those. Especially, give me a second. Because if someone asks me a difficult question and I feel panic, I don't have to freeze in silence.
Exactly.
I could just use that one chunk to buy some extra time to think. Give me a second.
Yes. Give me a second is officially 4 words, but your brain should not store it as 4 separate words. It should remember it as one single unit, one big Lego piece. Let us do some repeat after me practice so the listener can feel this.
Listeners, we want you to say these chunks out loud. Do not separate the words. Feel how they roll off your tongue as one smooth, connected sound.
Repeat after me, I'm not sure. Pause for 2 seconds.
To be honest, pause for 2 seconds.
Give me a second. Pause for 2 seconds.
I haven't decided yet. Pause for 2 seconds.
That reminds me of something. Pause for 2 seconds.
Okay, I want to show how powerful these chunks are in a real conversation. Can we do a mini role play?
Good idea. I am going to ask you some casual questions, and I want you to use the chunks we just practiced to answer me.
I am ready. Let's see if I can sound natural.
So, are you finally joining the gym this week?
Well, I haven't decided yet.
But you bought those expensive new running shoes last month.
Yes. That reminds me of something. I need to buy a water bottle, too.
You are just trying to avoid the workout, aren't you?
To be honest, yes, I am. I hate running.
That was fantastic. You answered fluently and smoothly. And notice what you didn't do.
What didn't I do?
You did not pause to build the grammar for, I haven't decided yet. You did not worry about the subject and the verb. You just pulled the chunk from your memory and used it.
It felt incredibly easy. It takes the pressure off. I wasn't stressing about my grammar. The chunk is already perfectly formed and ready to use.
This is a massive secret of fluent English speakers. You must start collecting chunks, not just isolated vocabulary words.
Right.
When you are watching a movie, listening to a podcast, or reading a book, do not just write down one new word. Look for groups of words that naturally go together.
This completely changes how I will practice.
Yeah.
But wait, I have another problem with conversations.
What is it?
Using chunks is great when I am the one speaking. But conversations are a two-way street. I find that I freeze up when I have to listen to the other person and react to what they are saying.
Listening and reacting. This is where so many learners abandon the direct road and go straight back to translating.
It happens to me constantly. If someone tells me a long, complicated story in English, I spend 100% of my brain energy just trying to understand the words.
Right.
When they finally finish the story, they look at me, waiting for a reaction. And I have absolutely no idea what to say.
And when you don't know what to say, what is your default reaction? What do you do with your face?
I do the polite smile. I just nod my head up and down and smile like a fool.
The polite smile can be a very dangerous strategy.
Oh, I know. I have made terrible, embarrassing mistakes with the polite smile. Once, a coworker came up to me looking upset. He told me a long story, and I didn't understand all of it, but at the end he said, "My phone fell in the toilet."
Oh, way.
I couldn't translate a response in time, so I just gave a big happy smile and said, "That's wonderful."
Oh, no. That is disastrous. And it is the perfect example of why we need to train fast conversational reactions.
I felt so bad. Unless I secretly hated his phone, which I didn't. I was just panicking and the wrong words came out.
To fix this problem and avoid the inappropriate polite smile, we need to build a reaction bank in your brain.
A reaction bank.
Yes. Just like we learned chunks for speaking, we need to memorize specific reaction chunks for different emotional situations.
Let us build this right now. I need this. What should I say when someone gives me good news?
Instead of just smiling and saying good, use these specific chunks. That's great. Or good for you.
That's great. Good for you. Those are short, energetic, and easy to remember. What about bad news? If someone's phone falls in the toilet or they lose their keys.
You need sympathy chunks. Use "I'm sorry to hear that," or ask a follow-up question, "What happened?"
I'm sorry to hear that. That sounds very natural, empathetic, and polite. What if someone tells me something very surprising, like they won the lottery or saw a bear in the city?
For surprise, you can use "no way," or "seriously," or "I wasn't expecting that."
Seriously? No way. I really like those. They prove that I am actively listening to the story.